fucking hiking. This feels so foreign. It's a beautiful morning. It's like 7:45. I just got started. Already huffing and puffing. It's been a while. And I forgot my trekking poles. Anyway, I'm in New Hampshire in the White Mountains. So far I have done 36 out of the 48 4,000 footers, I think. So I'm trying to check another one off today. I just started up Canon Mountain for number 37. Okay, I'm only about a half a mile in and I'm dying already. This hike is only like just over 2 miles, I think, but it's a steep one and the bugs are eating me alive. Anyway, I thought it'd be fun today to talk to you guys about the AT a little bit. It's been 9 months, I think, since I finished the trail, which seems like forever ago. But I felt like now would be a good time to talk about the things that I really miss about the AT and the things that I do not miss so much. Okay, thought this might be a little better without my huffing and puffing so much. So the first thing that I miss the most about the Appalachian Trail is the feeling of progress. So on the AT, it does take a really long time to get there. Sometimes it doesn't feel like you're making progress, but every day you are making a little bit, at least, of progress towards like your one big ultimate goal to finish. And it's like tangible progress. You can see the miles, you pass the 100-mile markers, you get another state down. It constantly feels like you're making progress. And in real life, it doesn't really feel like that. I feel like since I've been home, I've had a million different goals and projects that I'm working on. And even though I am making progress on all of those things, it's just like a little bit at a time and it's scattered and it's not such a like tangible, quantifiable, visible progress. I just feel like I'm stagnant a lot and I'm not going anywhere, whereas on the AT, to compare, it just felt like every day I felt satisfied with the amount of progress that I made towards my ultimate end goal. Okay, so back to hiking. The first thing that I don't miss the most from the AT is the rain. I feel like that's such a obvious one, but oh my god, the rain just sucked so bad. And it's kind of cool because since I've been home, I feel like every time it rains, I might have to go from like my house to my car or my car into my work or something. And I am just like so grateful that I'm not hiking. The next thing that I miss the most about the AT is the people. I mean, obviously I miss Evan and Yelp. Ew, slug. I spent so much time with them every day, and although we're still in touch and I do still talk to them, I do miss seeing them every day. But I also miss everybody else on the trail. I missed it like when you'd meet strangers or new people that you sort of instantly had this bond and it wasn't like awkward. You always had things to talk about with the trail, and it was just so easy to meet new people that you really connect with. The number 2 thing that I miss the least about the Appalachian Trail is hanging fucking bear bags. That might sound stupid, but man, you would think after 5 months that I would get really good at hanging bear bags and throwing the damn line over a branch, but honest to God, I never got good at it. It was something I dreaded every day. It was always at the end of the day. I would totally get like anxious about it. Another break. Okay, so the next thing I miss the most about the AT is the foggy forest. Which is weird because when I was on the AT, I was always so focused on the nice views on mountaintops. That's what I looked forward to the most. But now that I'm off the trail, I miss those days where you're just like in the woods, especially early on before it was very green. And you just wake up and it was so foggy and cloudy and misty and almost like eerie in the woods. I really miss that. Another thing that I do not miss about the trail is not having a car. It would suck so much when you got into town and like, ooh, everything was far away from each other. And you have to like walk, or hitch to the grocery store. Jesus, how am I gonna get this rock slab? To the grocery store, and then you'd get all your groceries that you needed, like freaking 20 pounds of groceries, and then you'd have to like carry it a mile back to the hotel or whatever, just like needing to wait for rides or hitchhikes. Not to complain about people giving us rides, but it just like sucked not having that freedom of having your own car. I'm gonna concentrate on getting up this slab now. The number 4 thing that I miss the most about the trail is airplane mode. I really miss being like disconnected from the world. My job is like, such a huge part of it is social media and emailing back and forth with clients, that I'm just like always plugged in, always connected, and I never have that break and that quiet time. And on the AT, although I had service and I was still on social media and whatnot, most of the time I would have my phone on airplane mode in the woods, and it was just such a nice break. Can you see that? Not really, hang on. Let me switch the setting. Now can you see it? We're getting there. I keep grabbing onto rocks, and there's just so much of this. So nasty. The next thing that I do not miss the most about the AT, I think we're on number 4, is the bathroom situation. Focus. I did not use privies. I get very, very grossed out by bathrooms. So I always went in the woods, which going pee actually is, it's kind of convenient on the trail, just being able to go whenever and wherever you feel like it. But, you know, the other side of it is not so easy. And then getting into towns and just the first gas station you find, or gross motel or hostel, it took some getting used to going to the bathroom in all different types of public places. The 5th thing that I miss the most is like just camping, or like after a long day of hiking, just getting in your sleeping bag, and it's just so cozy, especially like in a thunderstorm in the middle of the night, all wrapped up in your sleeping bag. It is like the most comfortable thing. If you don't backpack, that probably sounds crazy, that it would be like more comfortable and satisfying than sleeping in a real bed, but seriously it is. The 5th thing that I do not miss the most about the AT is feeling like you have to hike. Yes, we're all out there hiking because we like hiking and we want to be hiking, but when you're doing a through hike, that's the downside, is just doing it back to back to back to back every single day. There are just inevitably gonna be days that you don't feel like hiking, and in order to complete a through hike, you sort of just have to hike anyways on those days. I mean, yeah, it's rewarding hiking when you don't feel like it and then accomplishing that, but it still wasn't fun. These are my AT glasses, still not broken. Alright, so I still have 5 more things to talk about that I miss and don't miss about the AT, but first, we made it to the top of Canon. Number 37, or correction, I made it to the top of Canon. Alright, I found this spot a little bit away from the fire tower and all the people. Still got a nice view. Good spot for a snack. Okay, now that I've found my perfect lunch spot, minus all the bugs, it brings me right into my next number 5 thing that I miss the most about the trail is hiker hunger. which is kind of a weird thing to miss, but I just miss like the immense joy I would feel over food. Like not just the amount of things that you can eat without consequence, but also like the weird things that you would eat that like now would sort of gross me out. I would not normally eat, but you're just so hungry that everything tastes good. And when you like get into town and go to a gas station and you're just like, ah, like all of the junk food and processed food, and it was just like the greatest joy walking into a freaking gas station, which I don't feel anymore. Sometimes when I go into a gas station, I try to remember that feeling and hang on to it, but it's just not as exciting now. Alright, also being in this lunch spot brings me to number 5 of things that I don't miss about the trail, and that is bugs. I don't know if you can see all of the flies swarming me right now, but we definitely went through some times on the trail, not the whole time, but where bugs were like really annoying. I don't know what the stretch was. I want to say like Connecticut to Vermont type of area where the eye bugs drove me crazy. I don't know what they are. I call them eye bugs because they're tiny, tiny, tiny little bugs or gnats or something that when you're hiking just fly straight into your eye and commit suicide, and you have to like scrape them out of the corner of your eye. It was so gross. Sometimes I'd try to wear sunglasses just to minimize that, but it didn't really help. So I do not miss the bugs at all. Okay, I fucked up. Those last two are number 6. So now that brings me to number 7, which the 7th thing that I miss the most about the trail is wearing the same clothes every day. I have a pretty minimal wardrobe at home, but I still feel like every day I wake up and I have to like decide what to wear, and I'm looking at myself in the mirror, deciding if I look good or not, and I sort of just miss like waking up every day, putting on the same outfit, not having to look in a mirror and just going and not worrying about that part of it. But then on the flip side to that, the 7th thing that I do not miss the most about the trail is laundry. I feel like it was always such a hassle doing laundry, either finding a place to do it or trying to wash clothes in streams or trying to buy detergent at the grocery store and like do it in the bathtub and then trying to hang dry everything. It was a pain in the ass. Alright, I've had enough of the bugs, heading back down. The 8th thing that I miss the most about the Appalachian Trail is filtering water. It always kind of felt like a chore on the trail, but there's really something about it that just like connects you to nature, having to find and filter your own water, and it's also really empowering. That was extremely yellow water. Okay, and the 8th thing that I do not miss about the AT is the lack of water. Or not really, there was tons of water on the AT, but that stretch through Pennsylvania, I think everyone knows I absolutely hated Pennsylvania. We had a heat wave for like a week of like over 95 degrees every day, and a lot of the water sources were really gross and dried up, so I definitely don't miss that stretch. The 9th thing that I miss the most about the Appalachian Trail is just moving and being so active. In my real life, I just am so busy with work and stuff that I don't make enough time to move my body. And even though while through hiking it kind of hurt and you almost didn't like it, I do miss that about it. And just like being outside too. I'm just not outside enough in my real life. Even when you do the best you can to make time for fitness and being outside, I mean, it's not like being out on the AT where you're hiking for 10 freaking hours a day and outside 24 hours a day. You just can't do that in real life. The 9th thing that I do not miss about the Appalachian Trail is all the crappy motels. That's not really a big one. I'm running out of shit, to be honest, but so beautiful. I feel like we went from town to town, crappy motel to crappy motel, and the only purpose of those was to wash clothes, take a shower, charge batteries. I would have much rather been sleeping in my tent every night, Oh, and I guess drying out our stuff because it was always raining and all our shit was wet. So it was like necessary once a week or so to stay in a crappy motel, but I definitely don't miss it. Okay, the 10th and final thing that I miss the most about the Appalachian Trail is just having everything you need that you can carry on your back. I've always been sort of a minimalist without a ton of things, and I definitely have adopted that lifestyle even more so after the Appalachian Trail. But it is what it is. We all have a lot of crap that we hang on to. And it was just so nice and freeing to feel for 5 months like all I had on my back was all I owned, basically, and all I needed to survive. I really loved that feeling. Okay, and the 10th and final thing that I do not miss about the AT, as I am hearing cars, which means I'm getting close to the parking lot, is logistics and planning, which I sort of do in my real life too. But for the AT, just planning out the miles that you're gonna do each day and the towns you're gonna go into and how much food you need. I do not miss that. I was lucky that Evan is just like me in that very type A. I like to plan. So we were on the same page with that, but it was like exhausting to do while hiking every day and trying to figure it out. It was always a puzzle, especially the White Mountains really sucked for like trying to plan that stuff out. I know some people don't go as crazy with planning and just sort of wing it, and that seems more fun, but honestly, that's just not my style. So I feel like even if I went back and did it all over again, I'd do it the same way. I would still plan ahead. It makes a lot of things way easier, but it was a pain in the ass. I made it back to my car, so it was another successful New Hampshire 4,000 footer, 37 of 48. Cannon Mountain, it was a good hike. It was only like, I think just under 5 miles to the observation tower and back, so it was short, but it was still good and it's beautiful out. There was a lot of people up top because this is a ski mountain, so there's like a tramway or something that goes up to the top. So there was a lot of people up there, but not many people out hiking since it's like Wednesday, I think. So anyway, I feel good about that. I'm gonna wrap up this video. If you guys have hiked the Appalachian Trail and feel similarly about any of the things that I mentioned, about things that I miss and don't miss about the trail, let me know. Or if you have other things that you miss or don't miss, let me know. If you want to hike the Appalachian Trail and haven't, let me know if any of those things surprised you. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'll see you on the next one.